Let's take a look inside my painted lady today. Hello and welcome to my little world. This is the top floor, and I have just finished doing the doors. I put wallpaper on them, and there's a picture on this. I made the frame with using some stickers, and this is a picture that was on a Victorian catalog, a Victorian Trading Company catalog. I did the interior of this room quite a few years ago, but as I say, I've just finished doing the side panels on the door. The doors were just solid gray before, and so this is the other door, and I put a window on it, and I put a picture behind it that looks like you're looking out onto a beautiful scene. And then I added these curtains, and I used washi tape to make the windows and the scrapbooking paper for the wallpaper. Here's a mirror that I hung on the wall. It was kind of heavy, and I glued a hook to the wall to hold it. Here's a lamp. I made it with this beautiful carved wooden base. This is a toothbrush holder here. And then I folded paper to be the shade, and I glued a little wooden lid on top. There's some little lambs sitting at the base of the bed, and you can see the rug, which is a very big lace doily that belonged to my mother, of course. Here is a wine glass used as the base of this table. This is another one of those wooden display circular things that my mother had, covered with another lace doily, and a little tea set here. I made this lamp with a couple of what are those dowels? They're wooden dowels. They belong to something, I don't remember what. I added a chain, you know, those little chains that you can use on keychains, and then the top of the lamp is a pretty little china bowl, and I used museum putty to put those together. On the wall back here, this is the frame is a silver sticker, and the lambs were also on the Victorian Trading Company catalog. Here is a mirror that I recently got on Temu, and I just painted it brown and copper. You can see in the mirror the chandelier hanging from the ceiling, which was a Christmas ornament that I got a bunch of one year. Back here we have this beautiful trunk, wooden trunk that I got at Hobby Lobby that I stood on end as a wardrobe. Back here, here's a little house, little rosin house that I got at Goodwill. I thought it looked very cool to go in my miniatures. And here's another little statue that I also got at Goodwill. Very pretty. And then we have the bed. It's made with some cushions that I had, things of my mother's, and also the bedspread is just a piece of fabric that had an edging on it. This is a little marble seal. You can see the bed there. There's a beautiful linen napkin on the end as a cover. And this sweet little doll. I told you in the hotel video that there were 2 of these reclining dolls that I got. And this is the second one. She's sitting on the bed here. I recently got this sweet little book at Temu, on Temu online. And up here is a little kitty lounging with some books, and there's a mouse. It's a little statuette that I got somewhere, probably at Goodwill. So now we'll go down to the next floor. Here's the side, and it brings us down to this window, which I added recently with some pretty pink curtains made of some material I had. Here's this room. This is the sitting room. And here's the other window. So in this room we have a hat stand that, I forget where I found that, probably Goodwill, but it was the perfect size. We have this picture on the wall, which is in a frame. That was my mother's. We have this on the back wall, which is also one of her frames, and this is actually a pocketbook. It's a tapestry pocketbook that she had, and I didn't want to ruin it, so I just put the frame over it, and I could take the frame off and still use it as a pocketbook if I ever wanted to. But I thought it was so beautiful. And then on the wall over here is a tarnished silver frame, and these were some, inside it was napkins that my mother had, little angel. And I've also used one of those napkins down here, just glued it onto this exterior of what was a bookend as a decoration. So we have a table here also with a wine glass and a wooden circular base covered by a doily with some plate with some little fruit, little tiny fruit, some little napkins, and the Beauty and the Beast teapot and teacup. On the floor is another beautiful lace doily. Here's a table. This is a little sculpture that my mother had. This table is made with a box. It's just the base and the lid of the box, and then this little brass stand between them. There's a jewelry box. This is Victrola. That's one of the die-cast. This is a little book. This is Romeo and Juliet, and I will show you more of that. That's one of my prized possessions. Next we move on to a chair and stool. This stool, I wanted to put these two pieces together. This is a velvet jewelry box. I wanted to drill into it so it could sit on this base, which was part of a soap dish. But I discovered that inside the jewelry box was metal, and it was just a little too hard to cut, so it's just perched on there as a footrest. We have this chair made out of a jewelry pouch and some pieces of wood, and there's a little angel sitting on it. She's this little ceramic angel. Behind the chair we have a candle stand, a candlestick holder with a glass top, still has a candle in it, and a beautiful shade on top of that. And then over here we have a matching one, matching shade on a different candle holder and base. We have another chair over here and another footrest, and this is also a jewelry box that I glued some half bead pearls to. I actually glued two pearls together to make them more circular and then glued them to the bottom of it. This is another jewelry pouch that I turned into a chair, and I'll show you a little bit more about these in a minute. Under the tapestry picture here, we have the mantle. Here's a beautiful little cloisonne box of my mother's. This is a, it came with the Beauty and the Beast set. It's the little broom, I guess. And another little brass pitcher from Goodwill, I think. This mantle is part of the pink jewelry box that I used as the desk in the dress boutique, and I've just turned it on its side, and you can see the top part of it. And then I've put some things from Goodwill. There's the clock from Beauty and the Beast and a little angel. So that's the two top floors of the Painted Lady. And now I'll show you a little more about some of the specific ways I made things. So these are the two chairs in the sitting room. And this one, you can see it has, I bought a laser cut frame and I painted it brown and I cut off the bottom of it. And then this pouch had this little piece inside it, so I used that for the back and used the pouch for the front of it. And you can see the zipper the way it's sitting, but I don't mind. Then I got these little decorative wooden pieces and painted them brown and gold on the inside, and so that's the arms. And then it sits on this base, which held a soap dish in my mother's bathroom. So that's that chair. And then this one is just propped. It's not even all put together. So I have to be careful with it because I have these two bases, which are these wooden display pieces that you can put books or pictures on to display them. And I have like a popsicle stick glued across the back here, but they're not totally sturdy, as you can see. And then I glued more of the wooden pieces on the side. And okay, there, we can just take it off that base. And then this also was kind of a big jewelry pouch. You can see Still has the zipper and this part in the back. And I just made the base with a box and painted it gold along the edges. Set the cushion into it and put the wooden pieces on the side. So that's that chair. And then I just wanted to show you, as I said, my prized possession, which is this Romeo and Juliet miniature. I made the little closure myself just with a twist tie. But it's a real book, and it contains the entire play of Romeo and Juliet. You can see, let's see if we can get close here. Picture of William Shakespeare. Now, it would take a magnifying glass and kind of knowing the words that you're looking at to actually read this, because it is so tiny. But I just love the fact that it's all there. And years ago, I actually memorized parts of Romeo and Juliet. So I can find those parts and read them if I want, because they're still in my memory, though they don't come to mind at the moment. But I just thought this was so fun. I got this on Amazon. I think I paid $16 for it, which to me was a lot for one book, but it was a very special book. I also wanted to show you a little secret about my rooms here in the Painted Lady. So in the bedroom up here, under the rug on the left side, there's this curious looking thing, a little wooden piece that came from some furniture that I had bought that was like an extraneous piece with some plastic attached to it, plastic wire. Over here on the other side, we have this little metal piece also attached to some plastic wire. And we have this string. Now, what could that be? Well, for the two things attached to the plastic string, there is this. They are attached to a picture hanging down here and a picture hanging down here. So since this container is made of a material that's not easy to drill into, this is the way that I hung these pictures so that I wouldn't have to actually attach them to the wall. So that solves that mystery. And then the mystery of this string is that it goes outside and it's a little clothesline that's hanging attached to the tree next door with some pantaloons waving in the breeze. So I just wanted to show you those fun things. So I also wanted to show you this doll and point out, here's her little teddy bear that was sitting next to her on her bed. And here's the little book that I got from Temu. It has Chinese characters on the front, but it is from the Beatrix Potter books. Has some really cute little pictures. And it's on this vellum. So it would also be useful for some crafts of some kind. Doesn't have any words, just a picture book. It's really sweet. And then I do apologize for for my head getting in the way earlier. Still learning how all this videoing works. But as you can see, this doll is a musical doll. I just wanted to show you a few more additions to the Victorian apartment building. In this room, we got a new rug. And also a couple of new pictures on the walls. This one I have in a full-size one in my bathroom. It came from a calendar. And then this one over here. In this room we have a new bird picture on the wall in the little cabin looking room. In the 1 to 12 scale family, we have this little statue of the Vatican, which my son gave me after a trip to Italy, and I thought it would fit in nicely in this room. And we also have a little clock that came from Temu. Over here in the bathroom, we have a new rug as well. Both of these pretty rugs came from Temu, and that meant that I moved the rug that was in the bathroom down to Grandma's house, her apartment, excuse me. So that's it for those. So to end this video today, I just wanted to show you that I have a new curtain on my front door. And it is these ancient looking bookshelves with a broom standing in the corner. And I just think they're so fun. And part of the reason I got them was because they're that really dark kind of black brown color that goes with my new couch in the living room. And then I have a couple more curtains that I've switched out on the walls here. And so I have this one. This is one that I had before, and I've just changed out what was on this wall. This endless hallway that you're looking down, this corridor. And then on the other wall, I have this door with some hanging flowers. So that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for coming by. It's been a long one. I wanted to include quite a few things in this video, so it's a bit long, but I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I generally post my things on Mondays, plus sometimes some bonus videos in the middle of the week. And next week I will show you the other 2 rooms of the Painted Lady. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.